So, welcome to the recording for the live on August 14th. It was really not a good internet to broadcast to both channels. So, I opted to continue to record on the TikTok channel and to do a full recording for the YouTube channel instead. And so the theme of today's live is the architecture of alignment, building your life in harmony with your soul blueprint. The purpose of this live was to guide the audience in understanding that alignment is not accidental. It is intentionally built, sustained, and refined. So the live was to empower participants to design their choices, environments, and actions as an extension of their soul blueprint, using practical embodiment and visualization to anchor alignment in real time. Your soul already wrote the plans for the life you came to live. But if the walls of your life feel crooked or the foundation unstable, it's not because the blueprint is wrong. It's because it's time to rebuild in alignment. So today, the moon was in Aries, in true Aries, which is offering a bold and catalytic energy for initiating aligned action. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and it governs beginnings, instinct, personal leadership, and courage. It strips away the unnecessary and propels us into motion. But this isn't about impulsive doing. In this waning gibbous phase, the Aries moon encourages refinement through courage and integration through initiative. So the questions that you're being asked is, what have I discovered during this lunar cycle that must now be acted upon? Where have I hesitated to build because I feared the foundation might fail? And what courageous step can I take to bring my soul's architecture into form? This is a sacred time to move from alignment as a concept to alignment as a construction. Aries lends you the inner fire to do what your soul blueprint already knows must be done, to lay the stone, to speak the truth, set the boundary, or start the project. This lunation phase is not just illumination, it is empowered integration. All right, so part one is the blueprint before brick. The most common reason people feel off track is because they've been building a life shaped by expectations, urgency, and inherited blueprints without consulting the one they brought in from before this incarnation. Your soul's blueprint isn't a rigid plan. It's a living vibrational field of truth. It contains your sacred assignments, your resonant environments, your natural energetic rhythm, and the values that you bring alive, or the values that bring you alive. To build in alignment, you must first pause long enough to listen inward, to return to the frequency of remembrance. Alignment doesn't begin in the mind, it begins with the soul's yeses. The structures of your life must echo the geometry of your essence. This is how we restore sacred coherence between who we are, what we build, and what we become. So I'm going to invite you to do this little practical exercise. I want you to close your eyes, and then you're going to place one hand on your heart and one on your navel. And I'm just going to get you to breathe slowly in through your nose, down into the bottom of your belly. And then as you exhale, just out through your mouth and just slow it right down. So we want to go nice and deep with the breath. And then on the exhale, slow it down. Just getting yourself into that beautiful space. Once you get into that state, you're going to ask yourself this one question. What is my soul building right now? Let whatever comes up, come up. It could be a symbol, it could be a word, it could be a clear idea of exactly what you're building right now. It could come up as a sensation. But whatever it is that comes up for you, when you have an opportunity to, I would like you to write it down so you won't forget it. Number two, foundation first. A misaligned life cannot hold higher creations because the structure collapses under the weight of what it's not prepared to carry. Expansion requires anchoring. Before you build the tower, you must bless and strengthen the earth beneath it. Your foundation isn't just your to-do list or your goals. It's your health, your energy hygiene, your spiritual disciplines, your boundaries, and the truth of your closest relationships. If you're having all of your relationships chaotic and challenging, then you should expect that any new relationship you enter into while all your relationships are chaotic is going to be another chaotic relationship, right? You have to address what's going on there. And if in every aspect of your life, things aren't where you'd like them to be, your health isn't, you don't have any spiritual disciplines, your boundaries are really lax, and your relationships are probably going to suffer because those things are out of alignment as well. So it's just important to recognize that it's all of those pieces, not just one part, because these are the beams and the roots of your life. If they are shaky, then alignment becomes porous and your highest intentions may leak away through unseen fractures. To align is to return first to what holds you. To expand is to deepen what stabilizes you. This particular activity, I'm going to have you stand up if you can, feet hip width apart, knees slightly bent. And I want you to inhale and imagine light rising from the earth into your legs and your spine. Then you're going to exhale and feel that light anchoring your body like pillars sinking deep into the bedrock. I just want you to breathe like that and feel that stabilized, balanced energy. It's important for you to understand what a solid rooted individual or an expression feels like. Okay. Number 3, measure twice, build once, or as the saying would have been, measure twice, cut once. In this case, we're talking about building our tower or building from the foundation up. So we're going to look at it in the building cast, in the way of building. Okay. Every choice is a brick laid into the architecture of your reality. When those choices are made from fear, obligation, or external programming, they create warped angles and unstable walls. A life that looks full but feels hollow. But when each decision is weighed in the presence of your soul, aligned with your sacred design and authentic resonance, the structure becomes a temple, not a trap. It becomes strong enough to hold your joy, your purpose, your expansion. Each aligned choice reverberates forward, reinforcing the next. That's how you build a life that stands not only for this moment, but echoes for eternity. Our practice exercise, I'm going to get you to sit and close your eyes. And once again, breathe in nice and slow and exhale nice and slow, breathing in nice and deep, and taking that extra time to exhale, sinking into the space that comes up. So I want you to think of an upcoming decision that you have to make. And once you have that in your mind, I want you to imagine placing that choice that you want to make, or whatever choice with that decision, placing that choice onto your soul's blueprint. And as you place it on there, does it feel like you can place it on there nice and easily and it just fits? It seems that it's the perfect environment for it. Or does it feel like it's a challenge? It's a little bit hard or difficult to get it placed on there, or it doesn't seem to quite fit right. If it feels like it was forced, I want you to ask yourself the question of what would make it a natural fit? And just sit with that for a moment and see what comes up. All right, part 4. Building in sacred sequence. Alignment unfolds in specific order: foundation, framework, detailing. You can't build the details before you've built the foundation and the frame. You have to do the foundation first. So each stage must be honored to preserve the integrity of the whole. The foundation grounds your vision, the framework holds the form, and the detailing brings soul into the structure. When we skip a single step, we introduce instability. But when we honor the divine sequence, we co-create structures that can hold joy, expansion, and legacy. This is the architecture of sacred living, built to last, built in truth. And you know that to be true. You know, if you were building an actual house, that you would have to build it in a specific order. You can't build the kitchen if you haven't even put the framing up, right? You have to have the flooring down before you can put certain things in place. And the same thing is you have to have other things in place before you can put the flooring down. It's just the way that it is. But you're not going to put the final details or touches on until the whole thing has been constructed. So we're going to do another practical exercise where I want you to do some visualization. So I just want you to close your eyes once again and slow down and deepen your breathing. Really extend the exhale as well. And just allow yourself at least 3 breaths to get yourself into what I like to call state. But it's mostly about just bringing yourself into this present moment and silencing a lot of the stuff that's going around so that you can listen to what comes up. So I want you to see your life as a temple in construction. You're going to watch this structure be built. Watch the pillars rise. See the beams connect. The roof form. And the light pour in. And know, however your temple appeared is perfect for you. Now you're going to affirm, I honor the divine sequence of my alignment. All right. Some common questions and some crystal clarity on those questions. What if I don't know my soul blueprint? You know it more than you think. It's the pattern between your deepest joy and your most persistent calling. Begin by tracking what consistently lights you up and what consistently drains you. And you obviously want to move in the direction of what lights you up. And it may be little things, and you may think, oh, it has to be something like art or music or, you know, something in that direction where most of us see that innate talents show up. But it doesn't have to be that. It could be that you light up when you're doing something of some kindness for people. And that may be the heart of what you've come here to embody. How do I know if I'm out of alignment? Well, look for repeating patterns of fatigue, frustration, or feeling off. These are indicators of a structure that doesn't match the blueprint. Now, you have to take into consideration frequencies that are going on around you. I did a class called The Hidden Cost of Frequency, which is available as a download from my website on the shop page. But in that, I talked about the hidden cost of frequency and the things like Wi-Fi and radio frequencies and EMF and all the things that are going on around you and the clothes that you're wearing, the products that you're putting on your skin, the foods that you're ingesting. All of these things can weigh in on your energy and make you feel fatigued or out of alignment. Depending on who you're around and the environments that you're in, that could also be affecting your energy. And the Schumann resonance and other celestial alignment factors may be coming in. But if you know that those are not an issue at this, at the time that you're feeling fatigued, or if it's seeming to come at different times, it's important to always pay attention and try to track the patterns. But oftentimes fatigue, frustration, and feeling off can be just indicators that you're out of alignment. So, can alignment change over time? The blueprint itself is consistent. So let's say you set yourself the pattern, or sorry, the alignment for this lifetime. For you to be in alignment would be into a role that would be in service of humanity, and maybe you decided that you were going to teach truths of some nature. So that will be what you're going to do. The route that you take to get to the final destination may change slightly, Let's say that you came down here and you had an agreement between another person that you guys would connect to be in a divine partnership. And yes, let's say that person makes choices, and free will is always a choice, right? Your choice, you've got free will, and they make different choices, which leads them into a different direction. That doesn't mean that you're going to be without a divine partner, as another divine partner will show up. That is who you're meant to be with. What you're meant to experience doesn't bypass you. It just may take a slightly different form, but the actual bulk of the blueprint remains the same. The foundation of the blueprint stays the same, or the structure of the blueprint is constant. It stays the same. So the outer structures may shift, but the core design does not. What if my environment doesn't support my alignment? Well, you want to start with micro adjustments. Your space, your schedule, or your inputs, right? If something's not aligned with you, look at how you can change up your schedule. Maybe introducing toning or breath work in the morning. Maybe changing the route that you take to, maybe take a longer route, but a route that gives you more enjoyment on your way to work, let's say. Things like that, just making those subtle changes, whether to your schedule or your space, right? Bringing in more crystals, cleansing your space, downsizing or removing items in your space that energetically don't align with you anymore. Things like that can really help. Even in limiting environments, you can plant aligned seeds that will grow into larger shifts. What if I've built something huge that's not aligned? Well, you don't always need to demolish the whole structure. Sometimes you need to reinforce, renovate, or repurpose. So the important thing is to ask, how can this be realigned before assuming that it must be abandoned? I've done a variety of things throughout my life, from working as a nurse for 20 years to working as a computer programmer, systems analyst, to all these other jobs that I did in between, because I started working when I was 14, and then babysitting and door-to-door sales and radio. Like, I did a ton of different things. So, and a lot of them were very short term, but those skills or talents, or there's many things that you learn along the way in these different areas that you can apply to your future job. How did I know that all that computer programming was going to turn around and help me so much? Because I was going to have my own company. I didn't know that back in the time when I was doing computer programming. And even when I left it, I didn't leave it to come into my own company. I went into nursing, and, there's some exchange of technology anywhere that you go. It's going to be handy. But again, I didn't realize I was going to use it as much as I did. So those things get to come with you. All right, we have a mini practice. So first, if you can stand, okay, and stand barefoot if possible. You're going to inhale, I root in truth, and you're going to exhale, I rise in purpose. So just do that for a moment of just standing with your feet shoulder width apart, inhaling, I root in truth, and exhaling, I rise in purpose. And I like 3 of these breaths at least. So inhale again, I root in truth, and exhale, I rise in purpose. Now place one hand on your heart and ask, what is the one thing my soul wants me to build right now? And let whatever comes up, whether it's a symbol, a voice, a knowing, a word, an image, just receive whatever comes up. And then I want you to take that intention and I want you to wrap it in golden light, and you're going to place that into your foundation. And now we're going to do a little bit of breath work, which is going to help to seal this. We're going to inhale into the crown. Inhale all the way up to the crown. Exhale down to the feet, creating this vertical current. So up to the crown, down to the feet, up to the crown, down to the feet, up to the crown, down to the feet, up to the crown, down to the feet. And now you're going to say the final decree. I build in perfect alignment with my soul's design. Inside Anshara'El, we teach you how to uncover your soul's blueprint and build a life that doesn't just look good from the outside, but feels like home to your spirit. If you're ready to align your foundation and step into the architecture of your highest path, join us. www.anshara'el.com. You can also find at Anshara'El.com a companion journal in the Temple of Light, which is a free membership group. And each week I add 2 companion journals, one for each of the lives, that are completely free for your download, as well as other information and activations and powerful stuff within that group. Within the companion journal for the architecture of alignment and all of the journals, there's an embodiment practice, there's an invocation, there's a mantra, and there's 5 journal prompts. So you can find all of that, like I said, for free at the Temple of Light, which is completely free. So I may be doing some changes going forward. I'm just trying to figure out what to do with the YouTube channel, since there's been relatively low engagement, even though I've been posting quite regularly. So I'm not sure if I'm going to change the time of it, or if I'm going to just change it so that I'm doing that by itself, and then I'll be doing the TikTok lives by itself, because it may be the challenge of having 2 lives going at the same time, and I don't quite have the Wi-Fi to handle that. And maybe that's leading to the slowdown in the number of people that have been watching my lives. But anyway, I will keep you guys posted to whatever changes are coming. Go check out Anshara'El.com. There's lots of services and products available for your ascension needs. And always sign up for a free call. Check out the scholarships that are available. And I hope to see you there.